I'll wait to see your golden smile, feel of 1,000 kisses.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In our last episode, we left our anchorage outside Split and started heading north towards Ragoznica. We only stayed one night there, long enough to say, yep, that's a cute town. And then we were off again. Now we're sailing north to Šibenik, and Croatia continues to crush it in the dolphin department. As we enter the St. Anthony Channel, we couldn't miss St. Nicholas Fortress, standing out in the water like a stubborn medieval bouncer who just never went home. It sits on this tiny islet called Liveaboards and was built in the 1500s by the Venetians to stop the Ottomans and pirates from sneaking in. It's got this weird triangular shape because apparently squares were just too mainstream back then. Oh, and cannons poking out in every direction. They even demolished a monastery to build it. So yes, the Venetians literally said, "Sorry monks, but have you considered not living here?" Today we can only visit by boat because they haven't built a land entrance yet. It's part of the UNESCO Venetian Works of Defense. We didn't go inside, but we totally meant to. You know how that goes. The river we're sailing up is the Krka River, spelled K-R-K-A, like someone just decided to add a vowel at the end, just for funsies. It's about 73 kilometers long and flows through canyons and lakes before emptying into Šibenik Bay. In ancient times, it was called Titie or Korkoras, which sounds more like Roman gladiators than rivers. Along the cliffs are old Yugoslav military tunnels, carved into the rock to hide boats and equipment during the Cold War. Locals couldn't even enter this area until the early 2000s. Some people call them Hitler's Eyes, which sounds like a bad horror movie, but they're just camouflaged lookout points. They make for a spooky but awesome backdrop as you sail through, like cruising through a James Bond set. Locals still tell stories about World War II tunnels and bunkers hidden along the St. Anthony Channel. Creepy, but great for a ghost tour. Look at this awesome landscape. That cluster of red roofs and church towers hugging the water, that's Šibenik. It's one of the few Croatian cities founded by Croats themselves, not the Romans or the Venetians. And Šibenik didn't stop at one fortress, or two. It built 4, because apparently someone said, you can never be too defended. Over the centuries, Šibenik was ruled by everyone. Venetians, Ottomans, Austrians, Yugoslavs, basically a political buffet. Today the fortresses are used for concerts and summer festivals, which is really a nice upgrade from, places to shoot cannons at people. Above Šibenik, St. John's Fortress looms like the city's crown. Built in the 1600s, it famously fought off the Ottomans in 1647.
It's an older castle, you can see, working its way down the wall, all the way over there.
The defensive walls once ran all the way down to the sea, like the city wore its own stone seatbelt. Now locals use it as a walking trail with killer views over the bay. As we head upriver, we pass under 2 big bridges. The Krka Bridge, a concrete arch 65 meters high and 391 meters long. That's always a sigh of relief when you make it past a bridge. No bungee jumpers today. The review said it's a 30-meter bridge. We got 20-meter mast, but it said careful if you go in the center because of the bungee jumpers. The Šibenik Bridge is about 40 meters above water. Our mast is about 20 meters tall, so under the Krka Bridge, we're feeling pretty good. Under the Šibenik Bridge, though, we all instinctively duck, because, you know, that helps. The marina is home to some very photogenic swans. Honestly, if Instagram had a swan influencer category, they'd run it. There's a bunch of swans. This is Skradin, the gateway to Krka National Park and the waterfalls. Back in Roman times, it was called Skardona, and it was an important trade. That sounded super Italian. Skardona. It was called Skardona, and it was an important trading hub between the coast and the inland regions. Today it's full of swans, sailboats, and sleepy charm. That's the bridge that goes to the waterfalls. We obviously don't fit there. Skradin's also where the bridge was blown up in World War II and rebuilt by locals with wood. You know, Croatia, the original DIY nation. We're coming to look at the town quay, and then I guess we're going to turn around and go back to an anchorage. This is a marina, and that's a town quay. Beyond Skradin lies Skradinski Buk, the superstar of Krka National Park. It's a 45-meter drop across a series of cascades. Nature's stairmaster, except you don't have to sweat to climb it. The water glows turquoise and emerald thanks to limestone deposits constantly reshaping the riverbed. Alright, we are up the river. We made it to Skradin, but there was no place that was comfortable to stay, so we're now here. And this is a really nice lake, and there's little villages all around it that are just beautiful. A couple of anchorages over there. This is the river that leads us back south out of the river. Another really cute town over here with a little town quay. As we cruise up and down the river, we spotted floating blobs everywhere, which are apparently attached to cages of some sort. And these are fish farms raising sea bass, brim, mussels, and oysters. It's a very popular event for boaters who can just drop anchor and buy fresh seafood straight from the farmers. It's like a very wet drive-through, but with seafood and without fries. Back under the bridge again, heading back out of the river on our way north to Zadar. No bungee jumpers on the bridge, Donovan says, so we can go dead center and keep our mast.
Have you looked at the weather?
Have I looked at the weather? I feel like that's all I ever do. Why?
I was just wondering because it changed a little.
Yeah.
Not as bad as it was, but not that big.
We're not going far. We're going to that town over there, to the other end, to stay for 2 nights to avoid the winds that are coming between us and Zadar. And those are not seals that are laying out. Those are whatever the heck they're called for farming
Bowies.
mussels.
For the, yeah.
turquoise for the nets, I guess, for the mussels or whatever they're collecting. We anchored near Šibenik for the night, not on the wall because the wind and the swell were coming straight at us. Instead, we tucked in by the marina. Great protection, but kind of a mediocre view. But we'll pretty much take sleep over scenery any day.
What the are you doing, dumbass?
Donna and I are over here watching the donkeys. We've got these two catamarans fighting for a spot. This monohull was here like 5 minutes before we were, so they got the best spot. We got a kind of shit spot, but whatever, it's safe for the night. Ugliest view, but location is, you know, there's a... That catamaran's not moving. The other guy's trying to anchor. Steady line of like 10 boats getting gas because they've got to, you know, take their charters back in there. This is such a huge anchorage and it would be so perfect, but they've literally got fishing buoys. You can see one right there. Those little fishing buoys, they're everywhere, which is why it's impossible to anchor. So that guy picked up his anchor and went over there. Now this guy's gonna come and drop over here and run into the same buoys. And it's, you know, we dropped in 14 meters, so. Oh look, more donkeys.
This little one over here, I think he's the one over here.
The monohull on the port side was going first. The monohull on the starboard side was behind him, but like on his ass. And they were both going down that fairway, and then all of a sudden the monohull on the port side just turned, did like a 90-degree turn really fast so as not to hit him. Now they're both going into this other fairway. He's still on his ass. If I was the one in the front, I'd be pissed. It is so nerve-wracking getting in and out, and it's so windy right now.
This is good.
And then you have to deal with somebody that is up your butt to add to the nerves. All these charter boats are just rushing from the diesel station over there, rushing to make it back.
I'm not good with this bread.
He's got big old feet.
Good. All right.
You got big feet. Are you a boy or a girl?
I'm gonna see you later. All right. We'll feed the fish.
Look at his little back legs. Our next stop, Zadar.
Yeah, so eucalyptus, digging the anchor in. The puddle's coming up out of the water, and she's got a husband. Very good. That looks pretty good. They've got a good hold there. That's excellent. They're about 40 metres away, I say, while we're changing stretch, so that's great. Good distance. They've made it.
This big round building that looks like a medieval wedding cake is St. Donatus Church, built in the 9th century. It's the largest pre-Romanesque building in Croatia and made almost entirely from Roman ruins. Yep, they just recycled the forum. Ancient upcycling at its finest. These days it's used for early music concerts because the acoustics are so good. Right next door is Zadar's Roman Forum, once the social hub of the city. Built under Emperor Augustus, it stretched nearly a football field long. There were temples, shops, and even a pillar of shame, where wrongdoers got chained for everyone to see. Basically, medieval Twitter. And yes, St. Donatus is built right on top of it. Augustus clearly did not care about zoning laws. Now this, ladies and gents, is genius. It's the sea organ. It was built in 2005 and turns the ocean into nature's musician. Basically, there are 35 pipes of different lengths and diameters hidden under the marble stone steps that lead down into the water. The waves push air through these pipes, which then exits via the holes in the stairs. So depending on wave size, wind, and tide, the tune changes. It's unpredictable, sometimes haunting, but sometimes soothing. And right next to it is the Greeting to the Sun, a 22-meter solar circle that soaks up sunlight during the day and puts on a light show at night. Together, the sea organ and the sun monument are like Croatia's most peaceful rave. They say Alfred Hitchcock called Zadar's sunset the most beautiful in the world. Was he exaggerating? Probably. Was he wrong? Definitely not.
Sounds like a whale.
We're getting kicked out. They don't want us in this anchorage. It's not supposed to be on Navali or no foreign land, which is too bad because it's been an awesome anchorage and location, but oh well. We were leaving today anyway, so it's not a huge deal. We stayed here 2 nights and it was wonderful, but I will update the apps to let others know not to come in here in the future because they'll just get kicked out. Super nice harbor master, police officer representatives, or whatever their title is. They gave us suggestions on islands to go to that are beautiful, so we'll look on Navali and see what we do. Leaving Zadar and heading up to Molat, I think, if I remember correctly. That's a beautiful boat. Now, we were there last night and we would have noticed it because we ate dinner right around where that church is, maybe a little bit to the right of it in Old Town. After dinner, we walked up the Riva to the underwater organ or whatever it's called, which is in the corner. And then we took our Uber back to the anchorage from right there, and we would have noticed that monster. So he has definitely not been there long. So the Old Town is all of that. And it was beautiful. It was very pretty. I still think Trogir was way prettier. And Split and Dubrovnik. But it's still a very pretty town. And now we are heading northwest. In between those islands up there, we're gonna make a left and tuck into a nice anchorage for our last night or 2 up here before we start going south back to Greece by way of all of Croatia and Montenegro, and we'll most likely skip Albania and just do like an overnight and go straight to Greece. We are next to the town of Molat. Priscilla is on the town quay, and we are next door in this anchorage. and we dropped in about 6 meters, and we got 41.6 with the bridle. And look at this water.
We sailed onward to Molat Island, one of the few quiet little Croatian gems that somehow escaped the crowds. It's got one tiny town with a few cafes and restaurants, and the surrounding area has enough peace and quiet to hear your own anchor drop. Our buddy boat, Priscilla, owned by Neil and Kathy, had friends and family aboard all summer, all Aussies. So between them and my Louisiana-bred husband, half the time we needed subtitles for each other. It was like Loveboat meets Crocodile Dundee meets Duck Dynasty. Pure chaos and a hell of a lot of fun.
It looks like they're tied on, so we'll just park right behind them and tie off to their boat. That is some masterful parking there, Neil.
At dinner, we tried our best to say thank you to our waitress in Croatian. It's hvala. Easy to say, impossible to spell. We all earned participation trophies for our efforts, though.
You've had your turn. Now it's Christine's turn. Your cue. You need a refresher.
Fala. I'm going Fala.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, it does sound
Number 8.
We're trying to pronounce thank you in Croatian.
It's between it.
the H and the K.
Are you ready, Peter? It's your
And
turn.
this is Google's.
Do you need a refresher?
No.
You going for it?
Jeanette wants to give it to you. It's not about what you want.
You'll get your turn. You just wait your turn.
That's mine.
We're going to have a competition. We're going to get this waitress.
All right, when she comes out, we'll all do it. And she cannot laugh at any
One
of
at a
us.
time.
And then she can tell us which one's the best.
Yeah.
Koala.
Who wants to play?
Neil?
Very handsome tonight.
Yeah.
Are you going to be in it?
Yeah, I'm in it. See?
Dressed up as Sam.
But you're not in it.
Yeah, I'll go in there, see?
You've got to sit down. You've got to get down the same level, man.
Who's that head?
Oh, now I'm in front of Donna.
Yeah.
This is hysterical because anybody watching this video that's under like 40 years old.
What do you do? This was our last night with Priscilla and crew, and we're really gonna miss this bunch.
When you light up a room.
Our original plan was to keep going north to Serbia and then Venice, but the weather had other plans. The fronts are getting nastier, the weather window's smaller, and our nerves much thinner. So we made the tough call to turn back south towards Greece and our winter marina. We'll miss our friends, but it's the smart move for us.
In your eyes, stare in your eyes. Can you take me higher? Higher, higher. 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 When you're all over the night.
Last morning with Priscilla, heading off south back towards Greece. Beautiful sunrise.
And I just stare in your eyes.
There's a big storm brewing all around us, so we're heading down to Murter Island to hunker down. The anchorage on the north side there should give us good protection and hopefully some good footage for the next episode.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small.
September 4th, Murter, Croatia. We dropped in 5.5. We got 44 out with the bridle.
So hang on tight. Next time we're in for one not so awesome night, but in a very awesome anchorage in Murter, Croatia, along with a slew of charter boats that have absolutely no idea what they're in for because apparently none of them looked at the weather apps and none of them have any idea what the term personal space means. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that little bell. If you didn't enjoy it, go ahead and click all those clicks anyway. The YouTube algorithm loves attention, and honestly, so do I. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
To see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.